How are you doing today, Dalton?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. That's a great shirt.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I know you guys don't face Baltimore too often, but they're consistently one of the better defenses in the league. When you look at tape of them, what makes them so difficult to move the ball against, and what things do you have to do in order to be able to do that on Tuesday?
Well, I mean, they got a lot of different looks, first of all. They make it tough to prepare for. They got a lot of different fronts, using a lot of different personnels. So in terms of, planning a game plan, it makes it tough because you got to be able to prepare for, basically anything. They got a lot of good guys up front. Their defense flies around. They got a lot of physical players, and their back end. I mean, they got probably some of the best cover guys that we're going to see all year. So it's definitely a challenge, something that we look forward to. And I think we're excited going into the game.
Dalton, how different was it watching that game in real time this week versus film, and what were you able to pick up by watching it as a position group?
It's good in terms of the TV copies are really good just in terms of like game flow. You can kind of pick up on just the momentum of the game, whether it be certain play calls in certain situations. But it makes it tough to kind of understand what they're trying to do, like schematically, because you don't really have the right angles. But I would say that was definitely fun to watch, and I mean it was fun to watch with just the guys, being able to rattle off ideas. But I think that was definitely good for us. I've never done anything like that, but I think ultimately it'll be helpful for us.
I know you're busy in practice, but by chance did you catch a glimpse of Blake doing workout on the side field, and if so, are your thoughts about just seeing him continue to make his progress from his ACL
Yeah.
and be out on the field?
Yeah, we were doing Indy, and he was watching like one of the blocks we were doing. I saw him watching, and I was like, "Yeah, you want to get in on this?" So I was saying what's up to him. I'm glad his rehab's coming along well. I basically see him every day now. I mean, he's in here in the training room doing his stuff. He seems to be in high spirits. I'm excited for him coming back next year. And I think he's going to continue to progress at a quick rate. I mean, he's a guy that always takes care of his business on the field, off the field. So I think if it were to happen to anybody, I think Blake's got the best chance of coming back just as strong, if not stronger.
I know this question is looking ahead, and you're very much in season mode right now. But right now as an offense, you guys run a lot of 11 personnel. How dynamic do you guys think you can be next year out of 12 when it's you and it's him kind of feeding off of the experience that you're able to get this season?
I mean, I always loved 12 personnel. Just coming from like the Stanford offense, that was something that we always did. We basically had like 2 tight ends on the field at all times. So it's like I love playing, with the guys in my room, and it makes it easy because we're seeing the same film and talking through the same looks. It's not like tight ends are separated from the O-line, and really sometimes you work with the tackles, and it's a lot. There's a lot more continuity going into 12 personnel, and I think having a guy like him that can really get out there and stretch the field is something that I look forward to. Obviously that's a long ways away, but when that time comes, I think it'll be good.
Dalton, talk about the emotions of this week and how hard has it been balancing between you watch their game and then you have the memorial for Marcus, then you get back to football. What's the key to keeping everything in check and making sure everyone's doing all right emotionally?
I mean, there's an old adage that is leave all your baggage at the door, but that just becomes a little tough when you're walking in the weight room, and I don't know, it's tough, but at the same time, it's football, and you got to go out there and prepare to win every week. Obviously, there's probably some of the hardest circumstances that any team anywhere at any level is going to have to overcome. But that's just a great opportunity for us to really bond and band together, and it gave us some very much needed perspective. And even in hard times, it's you need to cherish what you got, and cherish the time that you have, and take nothing for granted. So I mean, yeah, it's not ideal circumstances, but you got to work through it.
Was it helpful to be able to meet the team yesterday morning while y'all were watching?
I'm sorry. You cut out one more time.
Was it helpful to be able to be with your teammates yesterday morning while watching the service?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a beautiful service. They did a heck of a job over at that church, and you know, we learned a lot that, you know, a lot of the guys didn't really know about Marcus, and it was just really well done. Great service.
Dalton, the unforeseen break that came with the COVID delays, as you look back on it, do you think you guys needed that just based on the stuff that you were just talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, it gave everybody kind of a chance to just kind of reset, and you know, obviously your weeks get thrown off and your days get thrown off. I had to I had to remind myself that it was Thursday last night, and then I remembered, I was like, oh, it's Thursday. Like, there's Thursday night football on. Like, who plays tonight? And I was like, oh, it was like we were the game on Thursday, so it's like, and my days are all out of whack. But yeah, I think the rest was much needed. It's kind of gave us an extra little mini bye week, and I think we're ready to go coming into this week.
And what's that challenge of sort of refocusing, and how did you feel like that went today?
Good. It was good to get back out on the field. You know, obviously, we didn't move around a whole lot, you know, having a lot of time off, and I think that was good. But we definitely needed to get back out and you know, get on the field and make sure we get our reps in. It was nice to sweat a little bit today. It was a little chilly, so I threw on some extra layers just to make sure I would, you know, get my body going. But no, I think it was good to get back out there.
Obviously, in the NFL, there's so much focus on taking things one game at a time. But given that y'all have 12 days between these games and then a quick turnaround after, do you talk at all about Cincy earlier this week, or it's just Baltimore for now?
I think the coaches have made some mention that they've already, you know, begun that, but as players, that's not anywhere on the table for us. So, you know, I think for the guys that are scouting going ahead, they obviously would have taken a look, but I haven't looked at anything beyond this game.
Dalton, it's an understatement to say that this is not the offensive line you guys expected to have, you know, at the start of the season, you know, going into this game. How would you just characterize the year that it's been for that group? You're kind of seeing it up close with all the guys who've gone down.
I mean, it's definitely, yeah, like you said, it's definitely not the line that we had going in, but I think we found out a lot with the guys that we have and some young guys that have been able to, you know, jump in there and really develop over the last, you know, few games, and I think that's going to be really good for the team going forward. You know, just having a bunch of guys that have gotten a lot of experience in big time games, and you know, those young guys, that improves your depth going forward. So I think those guys that are jumping in are making the best of it. They're taking their opportunities, and you know, just with the preparation, I mean, you wouldn't guess that a lot of these guys are in their first year. I mean, they're preparing like, you know, 2-3 year vets, and whether that's just because of the leadership of the older guys in the room or just the way that they are, I mean, they're doing a great job. So I think going forward, that's going to be definitely helpful for us in, you know, coming years.
On that note of younger players who are looking like veterans, what's impressed you most about CD this season, and is there a moment or a trait that he has that stands out that impresses you the most?
I mean, just as like, I mean, he's a freak athlete. I mean, you watch him, you guys all know him. He can run as fast as anybody. He's as quick in and out of the breaks. He's got great body control. But I think the last one is probably the most impressive. His ability to just stay balanced and like focused on balls that shouldn't be catchable is just kind of ridiculous. I mean, we all saw the Minnesota game. I mean, people don't really understand just how hard of a catch that is to track a ball over your back shoulder being completely parallel with the ground. I mean, yeah, the kid's gonna be great.